Students of class 7, today we will learn about cell reference, how many type of reference we have in Excel. Chapter number 2, page number 13. Cell reference. In Excel, a cell reference identifies the location of the cell or group of cell in the spreadsheet. Cell reference is also known as cell address. You can underline this one. Basically, cell reference identify the location of cell or group of cells. Intersection of row and column is called cell, and the location of the cell is called cell address or cell reference. A cell reference consists of column letter and row number that intersect to form a cell. These references are used in formulas, function, chart, etc. There are three types of cell reference. In Excel, as you know, columns are represented with alphabets and numbers are represented with rows are represented with numbers. Right now I have selected cell E5 and this is called cell reference or cell address. There are three types of cell reference. First one is relative reference. Second one is absolute reference. Third one is mixed reference. Now one by one we will see the difference between the three. A relative cell reference in a formula is based on the relative position of the cell contained in the formula. By default, a spreadsheet cell reference is relative. This means when the formula or function is copied and pasted to other cell, the cell reference in the formula or function changes relative to the location where it is copied. Now we will see on this computer screen. As you can see here, I have data 1, data 2 and I want to multiply data 1 with data 2. On the third column, that is E5. So what I will do, I will select data 1, for multiplication. First we will put equal sign in the formula bar, then C5 and I want to multiply with D5. Now in relative reference, I will drag this and as you can see, the formula or function copied and pasted to other cells also. In relative reference, the formula or function changes relative to the location where it is copied. In your book, an example is given. If a formula A1 plus B1 or sum A1 into B1 is written in cell D1 and is copied to E1, then the formula will change to B1 plus C1 for cell E1. Figure 2.1. If it is copied down to D2, then the formula will change to A2 plus B2 for D2 and B2 plus C2 for E2. Means they are doing, instead of multiplication, they are doing sum. So as we have applied formula for A1 plus B1, we have done 4 plus 6 addition in D10. Similarly, the other will also be added. Note, if there is no value in the cell, it take a null value by default. Students, by default, a cell reference are relative reference in Excel. When copies across multiple cells, they change based on the relative position of rows and columns. A cell reference or relative reference describe how far a cell or group of cells from another cell in the same spreadsheet. Next we have absolute reference. Absolute cell reference in a formula always reference to a cell in a specific location. This is done by fixing the cell by using $sign in front of a row and column. Here even if the position of the cell that contain the formula changes, this reference of the cell will remain the same. If you copy the formula across rows or down column, the formula value does not change. Now we will do the practical. As you can see, students, I have data 1 and data 2 and I want to multiply my data 1 with this number 30 on cell address H1. For that, what I will do, first I will put on the equal sign, then select C5 and multiply it with, and I want absolute reference means I want to fix this H1 for every item in D1. For that I will use a $sign. Now I want you can also check with the formula and then show formula. As you can see here, I have fixed my data 1 with this H1 because I want to multiply my data 1 values with number 30. So here you can see H1 is fixed. And how I fixed it? With the help of dollar sign. Each number of data 1, 15 is multiplied with this 30, 28 with this 30, 21 with this 30. So in absolute reference, formula always refers to a cell in a specific location. This is done by fixing the cell by using dollar sign in front of a row and column.